Basically, I told you like 2 weeks ago that I was going to drop a table immediately I came back to the class. When I come back to the class. And so that's the table I had to drop for you guys. It's on the full test table, And now that's the table. I love you guys to put it down. For those of you writing WAEC, you could be asked of this test. And so when you're asked about this test, this is the way you should present it. But in terms of those putting on JAMB, writing JAMB, basically, this is how, what they want you to know is what I've given you in the last class, okay? And then there's one, I didn't put a test for fat here. So that's going to be for your Sudan 3. So your Sudan 3 solution. So this will be for fat, So we use Sudan 3, Sudan 3 solution. Okay, got that here. And then, I gave you that red too. And shows fat is what? Present. And then I gave it for ethanol. Okay. I gave you osmic test. Black precipitate. This one is red. Sorry. Red. This one is red too. The red precipitate shows that what? Fat is present. Okay. Then ethanol, that is going to be transparent, Transparent. Why some said white? Just to show that fat is what? Is present. And then osmic is going to be black. PPT is to show fat is what? Is also what? Present. So basically, that's it. So this was the thing the person was, I promised to give you guys 2 weeks ago. All right, so this is the table for carbohydrate. If you look at it, this carbohydrate, I focused here, I told you simple what now? Sugar. And the simple sugars are your what? Your glucose, fructose, and what? Galactose, And then look at this one, the saccharide. So basically what I'm saying is Benedict solution, you can use simple sugars. Feline solution, they use what now? Disaccharide, Good, complex sugar. All right, so please, are you done with the table? So that we move on for today's zone. You're done with the table? Oh, wow. All right, just give it just 2 more minutes and then you push it off. So let me just take this part off and then I'll leave the other part there till some people come in and then we'll move on. So let's just roll up for today's zone. Now, today I want to quickly talk about, immediately you're done with that aspect of animal nutrition, the part you're supposed to go to mode of nutrition, which we talked about in the last class. So the next thing you're supposed to fly into then, because you see under nutrition, you now talk about the digestive system, all right? Now, the digestive system, now you see this digestive system now, basically, your syllabus wants you to know like few things. 2 parts of the system they want you to talk about is digestive system in man and digestive system in what? In birds. But however, you need to understand that some other animals have some digestive system too. You should understand that there are systems in earthworm, okay? There are also systems in some invertebrate. As an example of that is what is earthworm. Okay, so, but basically, where most of your questions come up from is from man and what? Birds, okay? So I'm going to start with we so that you can understand it basic well. Now, you see this digestive system. Digestive system, if you have to understand the system, you must know what they call 5 processes. There's a 5 process you need to understand. Now, the first process is what? Ingestion. The second process is what we call what now? When you ingest food, you do what they call what now? You digest the food. When you digest the food, you do what they call what now? You absorb the food. When you absorb the food, you do what they call you assimilate the food. When you assimilate the food, when the bloodstream has used it, then the last thing you will not do is what we call what now? Digestion. Okay? So now listen to me. I need to be smart here. Now, if we talk about digestive system, it means I'm going to be talking about the GIT, the gastrointestinal tract. That's what it means. It means I got to be talking about there too. Do you get me? If I talk about the digestive system, I got to talk about the GIT, the gastrointestinal tract. It has to be that way. But however, because of time, we have to make the two together. Okay? But first, what does it mean to be doing ingestion? I'm eating. So whenever I'm eating, I ingest the food through my what? My mouth. Okay? So the process of taking in food in through the what now? The mouth is what we call what? Ingestion. The process of taking in what? Food substances through the what? The buccal cavity is what we call what? Ingestion. Now, immediately you get the food through your buccal cavity, the next thing that you will be doing is what? The food will be going down through a part. And that lining part is what we call the esophagus. And then it gets to the stomach. When it gets to the stomach, it does what they call what now? Digestion. And then what is digestion? Digestion means we're breaking down what our food into smaller what now? Molecules. You get it? So we break down food into smaller what the molecules is called digestion. The act of taking in food into the body system through the buccal cavity, we call it what? Ingestion. The process whereby we break down food into smaller particles, we call it what? Digestion. Don't mistake the two. Whenever you're taking food, you're not digesting food yet. What you're actually doing is you're just doing what? Ingestion. When the food go into the body system and is chopped into smaller particles, we call it what? Digestion. Now, this is gone. What is now absorption? Absorption means that, okay, now this food has now been digested. What is the next thing that will happen? Then the body needs to, because when you're eating, what your body is actually taking is the nutrient in the food, not the rice. It's the carbohydrate in the rice. Not the beans, it is the protein in the beans. And at the end of the day, everything turns back into your blood water system. Do you get? So before it can go into your blood system, we need to do what they call what now? Absorption. And absorption means the process by which food substances are being used by the what? The small word intestine. Because absorption takes place in the small word intestine. So as a process by which what now? Food substances are being what now? Derived, are being used in the what? Small word intestine. And now look at it, sometime I was right. There is a structure. There is a structure in man. They call it a finger-like structure. A finger-like structure that makes sure that absorption takes place. Well, absorption, it will increase the rate of what? Absorption. They ask this question, look, finger-like structure. The answer is called what now? Villi. A finger-like structure that increases the rate of what? Absorption. The answer is called what? Villi. Are we together now? The answer is called villi. Now, listen. So, after absorption is done, all food nutrients are now passed through into the what now? The bloodstream. Immediately absorption is done, the food are passed into the what? The bloodstream. Therefore, it leads to what we call assimilation. Assimilation says the process whereby the body system utilize the what? The food what? Nutrient. It is the utilization of the what? Of the food what? Nutrient, which is passed through the what? The bloodstream. So the point whereby your body is now utilizing the what now? The nutrient, which the blood will supply to every part of the what now? The body. At that point, we say it is what? Assimilation. In a simple language, the utilization of the word of the food nutrient by the body. Your answer is what? Assimilation. Are we good? The utilization of the food nutrient, which is passed through the bloodstream by the body, is called what? assimilation. And then after you're done eating, everybody eats. And after we are done eating, there is a part that is stored in the word, in the restroom. We call it what? Rectum. And that rectum is like, the rectum makes you go use the word, the restroom. Rectum makes you use restroom. Okay? The rectum makes you to use the restroom. So this is it. So when your rectum gets filled up, then the muscles in the rectum begins to slack. Don't worry, you'll see the board soon. You're going to see it. Hold on. I'm not writing anything yet, but you'll see it. All right? Okay, so as I was saying, the rectum makes you to go to use the restroom. Now, the process whereby you go use the restroom, that means you're doing what? The removal of solid what? Waste particles. Solid waste particles. The removal of solid waste particles. Solid waste particles from the body is what we call what? Digestion. Whenever you remove solid waste, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, good. I'll repeat what I said again. I said the removal of solid what now? Waste. Removal of solid waste. Solid waste. Now, that solid waste you're talking about is your fecal action. Your fecal what now? That is what you call your feces. What you do early in the moment. You know. So the removal of it is called what? Digestion. So next time, when you want to go use the toilet and you don't want anybody to know what you want to do, just tell them, excuse me, I need to go and do a process called digestion. You know, nobody knows what you're about to do. So it means you want to go and remove your fecal action. So the removal of solid waste from the body system is known as what? Digestion. Now look at this. All these 5 processes must occur before a digestive system is what? Is complete. And so what are the organs that ensure that this digestive system takes place? And that brings about the word GIT. The GIT, or you call it the alimentary what? The alimentary canal. You call it the alimentary what? Canal. So listen, we go with the mouth. After the mouth, we say we have what? Esophagus. After esophagus, we say we have stomach. After stomach, we say we have the SI, that's small intestine. We have the large intestine. And then we have the rectum. And then we have the anus. This is how it's supposed to be. But some books will tell you the rectum is found inside the large what? Intestine, which is actually what? Now correct. It's not simply wrong. But the large intestine has its own side. It goes from, when we get there, I'll tell you. So, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. Now, listen to me. This is all the organs of the GIT or the alimentary canal. Now, there are organs that are also important for the digestive system. They are involved in digestive system, but they don't pass the lineage, they don't pass the line of the GIT. So they are not among the alimentary tract. Such organs are called what? Accessory organs. Accessory organs. Organs which are needed for digestion, but are not part of the GIT organs. Such organs are called what? Accessory organs. A good example of them is number 1 is your liver. Number 2 is your pancreas. Okay, number 2 is your what? Is your pancreas, the salivary gland. All these guys, liver, pancreas, salivary gland, are all involved in what? Digestion, but they are not part of the word, the GIT. That we get, and then we call them accessory word organs. Are you with me? Any question from there so far? And then we push on now. Now, so we got to take them one by one. Let's talk about the mouth. Now, I want to touch a part. And then you tell me, in my own body, I want to touch a part. In my own body, you tell me what is the name of the part I'm touching. Everybody look at me. Well, what is this place? This place. Lip. Somebody say lip. Somebody say mouth. What about this one? This is the lip. Okay. What about this? What about this? Also the lips, right? What about this? The chin. Okay. So there, where's my mouth? Now, good job. People say, you said this is the lip. Good. Now in biology, we said this is the maxilla and the what? The mandible, the upper jaw and the what? The lower jaw, right? Which is people call the upper lips, the lower lips. But let me tell you, all these is called the what? The mouth. All of it. Now I need to make you understand something. When I said the mouth here, the part I'm more interested with is the inner chamber of the word of the mouth. And the inner chamber of the mouth is not called mouth. It's called the buccal what now? Cavity. So you don't come and say the mouth. If you say the mouth, that means you're talking about everything, including the upper, the lower. That's what you're talking about. That's everything. That's what you're saying. But when we're talking about the part of the mouth I want to talk about here is called the buccal cavity. The buccal cavity, because it is the buccal cavity that consists of what I need, which is needed for my word, my digestion. Look at it. The mouth now, which you say, the inner membrane of the mouth, the buccal cavity, look at what it consists. It consists of what we call the teeth. It consists of the palate. It consists of the tongue. Okay? And then it consists of the salivary word. The salivary gland. Look at it. That's what it consists of. So the buccal cavity, this is what it consists of. The teeth, the palate, the tongue, and the salivary what now? Gland. So when somebody said the mouth is everything here, including both your words, your lips, the part you call lips, including what you just say chin, that is the whole mouth. But the part we are talking about is the buccal what? Cavity. Let me ask this question. How many type of teeth do we have? How many type of teeth do we have? Teeth. Two types. What are they? Somebody said homodont and heterodont. Let's hold that. How many of you go with this? How many of you support this? Homodont? That's wrong. Okay. What are the two types of teeth we have? Somebody said milk teeth and permanent teeth. This one said, good. Jason, I guess that's your voice. You said, these are the types of what? Dentition. That's it. Correct. I think I've taught this topic here. I think so. Now, this is type of dentition. Dentition tell you that is the arrangement of what? The teeth, both in the maxilla and in the what? In the mandible. How our teeth are being what? Arranged. Do we get it? So when somebody tell you the types of teeth you have, there's something they call the types, and there's something they call the part of teeth. Your types of teeth is your incisor, your canine, your molar, and your what? The premolar. That's type of teeth. When you say mixed teeth and what? And permanent teeth, you're saying the set of what? Of teeth. When you are a younger age, there's this particular set of teeth you have. It's called the what? The mixed teeth. And then when you get to a what? The stage whereby you do what they call exfoliation. That means the shedding of teeth. Mixed teeth is replaced with what we call what? The permanent teeth. That's when the permanent teeth begins to grow. So when they ask you types of teeth, they were asking you canine, premolar, molar, and incisor. But when they tell you types of dentition, how do we arrange this our teeth? Is what? Homodont and what? Heterodont. Now, generally, look at this guy. What is the function of all your teeth? It is to help you what? Do what we call what now? Breaking down of what now? Food, right? They help you shun down what now? Food. They help you break down what? Food. Some of them help you tear some food substance. Some of them help you to cut some food substance. Some of them help you to grind some food substance. In all shell, they use the word mastication. When you hear mastication, they're talking about your teeth. Now, look at the palate. The palate has two types. We have the soft palate and the what? The hard palate. Soft palate, hard palate. Now, you already know about the tongue, that the tongue has how many taste buds? I've said this before. I said we have the sour, we have the what? The sweet, we have the what? The bitter, and we have the what? The salt. The sour, the sweet is located at the tip of your tongue. That's where sweet is. The bitter is located at the back of your what? Of your tongue. Why the sour and the salt are at the side. The salt at they are both at the what? At the side. Good. So that's your tongue. Now, your tongue is for tasting of food substance. You know that. Now, look at this palate. If you open your mouth, when you place your tongue, that part up is what we call the hard what? The hard palate. That's your hard palate. Now, what is that hard palate used for? It's just to help you what now? Match your food. It matches the food with the what? With the tongue. This thing called hard palate. That's what it does. While soft palate is what prevents food to not go into your epiglottis. That is why they tell you do not talk while eating. That's just the reason. Because when you're talking, you're not going to allow the soft palate to cover up when you're about to what? To swallow. When you're about to swallow the food, the soft palate will help you cover your epiglottis. But immediately you talk, then you're already raising the voice box up. And then some food particles can go into that place, and then you could choke. And then if